In the opening scenes of the film, we are introduced to In-soo, a young school student making his way home from the train station. As he travels, In-soo receives a call from his mother expressing concern for his well-being. Reassuring her, In-soo explains that he is adjusting to his new school and will be home soon, urging her not to worry about him or a second matter concerning ghosts. It becomes evident that In-soo possesses the ability to perceive ghosts, a fact reinforced when his locket begins to tremble, signaling the presence of a spectral entity. Despite initially attempting to ignore the apparition of a girl before him, In-soo soon realizes that she is aware of his ability to see her. The significance of the locket, a keepsake from his grandfather, becomes clear as it reacts to the proximity of ghosts, echoing his grandfather's own ability to perceive the supernatural. Despite his ability to perceive ghosts, In-soo deliberately ignores them, fearing that if they become aware of his gift, they will relentlessly seek his assistance in finding peace and freedom. Aware of the potential dangers this could pose to his own life, In-soo hastily disembarks from the train and heads home. Upon arriving home, In-soo finds the ghost of the girl who had been pursuing him now pleading for his help as her soul wanders in unrest. Moved by her distress, In-soo resolves to assist her. He promptly informs the authorities of the whereabouts of the girl's body, leading to its discovery by the police. Witnessing the girl's soul's poignant reaction upon seeing her own body, In-soo is deeply affected but realizes he cannot alleviate her pain. Faced with the emotional toll of the situation, In-soo decides to distance himself from the haunting circumstances, seeking to remove himself from the complexities of his ability to perceive ghosts. In-soo reaches out to his uncle, who shares his ability to see ghosts. Recognizing the challenges of their shared gift, In-soo's uncle encourages him to confront rather than evade the spectral beings. Understanding that constant relocation to evade ghosts is not a sustainable solution, In-soo resolves to confront the issue head-on. He decides to join his uncle, who has already arranged for a school transfer. As In-soo embarks on his journey to his uncle's home, he encounters a ghostly presence on the bus, exemplified by a smiling girl whose beauty goes unnoticed by him due to his determination to ignore such apparitions. Upon arriving at his uncle's residence, In-soo is greeted by various talismans and symbols on the door, evidencing his uncle's efforts to ward off unwanted spirits. The talismans on In-soo's uncle's door served as barriers to prevent ghosts from entering the house, explaining his uncle's preference for staying indoors and avoiding encounters with spirits. Upon beginning his first day at the new school, In-soo is introduced to his classmates by the teacher. Among them is a clique of 5 friends known for their tendency to bully new and vulnerable students, led by a girl. Intrigued by In-soo, she extends an invitation for him to join her, expressing her immediate liking towards him. However, In-soo politely declines her offer. Amidst this interaction, In-soo notices the apparition of a girl with a masked face and bloodied hands pressing against a glass window, adding a haunting element to the school environment. Upon returning home, In-soo recounts his encounter with the ghost bearing bloodied hands and a masked face to his uncle. Concerned by this revelation, his uncle warns him about the danger posed by such spirits, emphasizing that those who died in horrific circumstances often seek vengeance in the afterlife. Advising In-soo to steer clear of such entities whenever possible, his uncle underscores the importance of avoiding potentially dangerous encounters. The following day, In-soo visits the school park, where he observes a woman accompanied by her dog. Intrigued by their presence, he decides to sketch them. However, his peaceful moment is interrupted when the ghost of the girl from the bus station, now identified as Moon, materializes beside him. Despite her appearance, In-soo remains steadfast in his resolve to ignore her. As In-soo continues to sketch in the park, Moon, the ghost, interjects, revealing that the woman he's drawing is blind and her dog is deceased. Recognizing that In-soo can indeed perceive her, Moon dispels any pretense of ignorance, acknowledging his deliberate attempts to ignore her. However, she assures him that she won't impose upon him for assistance or liberation. Relieved by Moon's understanding, In-soo finds solace in her words. Subsequently, a gruesome incident unfolds as someone brutally murders a dog, resulting in its blood staining the picture of the school group leader. The following day, 2 members of the group confront In-soo, issuing menacing threats to stay away from their leader. Unfazed, In-soo retaliates by highlighting the leader's persistent attempts to involve him despite his reluctance. This revelation sparks anger in one of In-soo's friends, further intensifying the tension within the group. As tensions escalate, one of In-soo's friends forcefully shoves him to the ground. Meanwhile, the girl from the group whose face was previously stained with blood embarks on a search for her missing dog. However, upon encountering her friends, they frighten her, exacerbating her distress. Upon returning home, she discovers a mysterious red substance attached to a packet which unexpectedly bursts, drenching her in blood from head to toe. As she rushes to wash off the blood, the ghost of the masked girl In-soo encountered at school materializes before her. Removing her mask, the ghost reveals her identity as Se-hee, prompting a recognition from the group leader. He begins to approach her, causing the girl to recoil in fear. Suddenly, a loud banging at the door interrupts the tense encounter, further intensifying the suspenseful atmosphere. The following day, the boys of the group express concern over their leader's absence, suspecting that she may have run away. In-soo's unease grows as he senses that something sinister has transpired involving their friend. Meanwhile, the girl from the group remains bound and drenched in blood in a darkened location, gripped by fear as someone knocks on the door, heightening her distress. Fueled by newfound courage, In-soo intervenes when he witnesses a member of the group harassing a girl, earning gratitude from the girl and bolstering his resolve. Later that night, a boy and a girl from the group visit their teacher's class to retrieve their confiscated mobile phone. However, their mission is interrupted by the appearance of Se-hee's ghost, instilling fear in them. Terrified, the girl contacts their leader, informing her of Se-hee's malevolent intentions. As the chilling events unfold, Se-hee's vengeful spirit claims the lives of the two group members one by one. The following day, news of the disappearance of these two children shocks the school community, leaving everyone bewildered as to their whereabouts. Despite her knowledge of the grim reality, the group leader remains silent and despondent, unwilling to divulge any information to her peers. Meanwhile, In-soo receives a troubling phone call from his friend who reveals Se-hee's murderous intentions. Determined to uncover the truth, In-soo seeks information about Se-hee's identity from another spirit. However, his inquiries in class yield little results, as the group leader vaguely describes Se-hee as an eccentric girl who refrained from being photographed due to her aversion to it. This revelation adds to the mystery surrounding Se-hee's enigmatic persona. Amidst the unfolding mystery, a girl covertly sends In-soo photographs of Se-hee along with a message urging him to keep her actions confidential. Upon viewing Se-hee's images, In-soo is taken aback, feeling a sense of familiarity that he can't quite place. Seeking answers, In-soo approaches Moon and inquires about Se-hee, only to discover that her presence and backstory are widely known among spirits, including the reason behind her masked appearance. Undeterred, In-soo attempts to glean more information about Se-hee from the group leader, but his efforts are met with hostility as he is physically assaulted by one of her friends. Pressed for an explanation, In-soo evades direct answers but hints at the looming threat of Se-hee's vengeance, further deepening the sense of foreboding surrounding her character. As tensions escalate and suspicions deepen, the group leader confides in her friend, suggesting that Se-hee's father may be responsible for the student disappearances. Recalling a chilling encounter with Se-hee's father during her funeral, she posits that he may have sinister intentions. Determined to uncover the truth, they resolve to investigate further by visiting Se-hee's house. In-soo shares his concerns about Se-hee's dual nature with his uncle, who offers insight into the phenomenon, likening it to a split personality disorder in humans, often stemming from the trauma inflicted upon the souls before their demise. Meanwhile, a distressing message from the group leader urgently summons In-soo to Se-hee's residence, warning of impending danger. Despite his uncle's attempts to dissuade him, In-soo feels compelled to intervene to protect the group leader. Armed with his grandfather's dagger, believed to possess the ability to vanquish ghosts, In-soo sets out to confront the looming threat. At Se-hee's father's house, chaos ensues as Se-hee's vengeful spirit torments the group leader and her friend, donning her trademark mask. The situation intensifies as Se-hee's soul inhabits her father's body, leading to a gruesome outcome as both individuals meet a tragic end at the hands of the malevolent spirit. As In-soo arrives at Se-hee's house, he encounters Se-hee's father in an unconscious state, seemingly oblivious to his surroundings. Ignoring him, In-soo proceeds inside, only to discover the lifeless bodies of the group leader and her friend. Delving deeper, he uncovers Se-hee's soul hidden within a cupboard. Removing her mask, In-soo is stunned to realize that Se-hee and Moon are one and the same, representing two distinct facets of a single soul. The benevolent Moon and the malevolent Se-hee, driven by a thirst for bloodshed. A flashback provides insight into Se-hee's tragic past, revealing that she had bravely spoken out against the bullying tactics of the group. In retaliation, they subjected her to relentless torment, including physical assault and emotional abuse, leaving her scarred both physically and emotionally. The group leader's cruelty towards Se-hee reaches a breaking point when she maliciously applies makeup on her face and forces her to wear a mask, threatening further abuse if she dares to remove it. Despite Se-hee's father's intention to report this mistreatment, Se-hee convinces him against it, fearing intensified retaliation from the group. The following day, Se-hee defiantly removes her mask in class, declaring her refusal to adhere to the group's oppressive rules. Enraged by her defiance, the group leader brutally assaults her, subjecting Se-hee to unbearable torment. Exhausted by the incessant cruelty, he succumbs to the relentless abuse and tragically loses her life. In the aftermath of her death, Se-hee's tormented soul returns, seeking justice for the atrocities she endured in life. Se-hee's quest for vengeance escalates as she targets the group leader and her accomplices who had tormented her during her life. Upon returning as a wandering soul, Se-hee's essence splits into two distinct entities: the serene and beautiful Moon and the malevolent and aggressive Se-hee. Unsatisfied with her initial acts of retribution, Se-hee sets her sights on eliminating the remaining classmates and their teacher, who had turned a blind eye to her suffering. Reflecting on Se-hee's tragic past through her diary, In-soo becomes increasingly alarmed and rushes to the school on his bicycle. Desperate for assistance, he reaches out to his uncle for help. Responding swiftly, his uncle intervenes by laying Se-hee's body to rest at her home, aiming to disrupt her vengeful rampage. As In-soo completes the ritual dressed in ceremonial garb, he channels the spiritual energy into the sword he wields. His task is clear: confront Se-hee's malevolent soul and put an end to her reign of terror. Meanwhile, Se-hee, now poised to set her vengeance ablaze with petrol provided by the teacher, stands ready to enact her deadly plan. In a desperate bid to thwart Se-hee's destructive intentions, her benevolent counterpart Moon attempts to intervene. However, Se-hee's relentless determination to exact revenge overpowers any semblance of compassion. As In-soo arrives on the scene, he dispels Moon's influence, revealing her true sinister nature. Se-hee's malevolent spirit begins to infiltrate the students, individually intent on executing her deadly scheme. Utilizing his locket's supernatural insights, In-soo discerns which students have fallen prey to Se-hee's possession. Amidst the chaos, Se-hee stumbles upon a childhood sketch In-soo had made for her, sparking a moment of eerie recognition and remembrance. As In-soo explores Se-hee's room, he discovers the childhood sketch he had made for her, triggering memories of their past friendship. Upon recognizing In-soo, Se-hee's benevolent form resurfaces, momentarily offering a glimmer of hope. However, her anger towards the students reignites her malevolent persona, prompting In-soo to make the difficult decision to end her reign of terror. With a heavy heart, In-soo uses the ritual knife to vanquish Se-hee's malevolent spirit. As her soul is released from its torment, he returns to her peaceful, benevolent form, finding solace and freedom at last. Though saddened by her loss, once again In-soo knows that it was necessary for Se-hee's soul to find peace. Years later, In-soo returns to the same school as a teacher, haunted by the memory of Se-hee and their shared experiences. As he senses another troubled soul approaching, the film concludes with the implication that In-soo's journey to confront the supernatural is far from over. Stay connected by subscribing and hitting the bell icon to receive updates on our latest content. We appreciate your support, so don't forget to like, comment, and share our videos with your friends and family. Your engagement helps us grow and continue providing quality content.